Hey guys, today we are going to continue our study of two-dimensional shapes. And so today we're going to be finding the area of triangles and parallelograms. Now, squares and parallelograms, to find the area, the formula is on your formula chart. I have it pulled up for you. And if you look, the formula for a triangle and the formula for a parallelogram, and they also have it on the same line as rectangle, they're the same except for the triangle has half. So let's look at that. If I have a square, say, here's a square, and I fold it in half, I will have a triangle. So half of a square is a triangle. So the base and the height, whether it be for a square or a triangle, the base and the height, which if you look at the formula, those are the two letters, the B and the H, they're always represented by a right angle. If you can find the right angle on a triangle, square, rectangle, parallelogram, you can find the base and the height because they'll always create this right triangle. So what's really cool too is if I take let me open it up again, this square, and I move this over to here, look, it's a parallelogram. So a parallelogram is a four-sided shape that has two sets of parallel lines. Here's one set of parallel lines, and then these two diagonal lines are also parallel lines. So here's a parallelogram. And so for a parallelogram, you can see the base, this line here, and the height going up the middle. And again, you can see they create this right angle. So you find the base and the height, and that's it. You just multiply them together and you're done. So the base and the height of this, and the base and the height of this, and the base and the height of this, crazy, they're all the same. Okay, you're just looking for that right angle. So I hope you have your notes ready to go. And so let's get going. So in the very first one, I'm going to look for that right angle. It's a square. So there's my right angle right there. Now these little lines, these little tick marks on each side, since it's only just one tick mark on each side, they're telling you that each side is the same. So if that side is 5, then this side is 5. Now with every other thing with formulas, there's 3 steps. You write the formula, you substitute in the numbers, and then you solve, and it'll be awesome every time. So I'm going to write the formula. A equals BH. B is 5. H is 5. So A equals 5 times 5. So A equals 25. It's 25 feet. And remember, we're doing area, so we're always going to square our answers. The next one, there's my little right angle. And so there's my base and my height. It's the only 2 numbers, so that's super helpful. And I just want you to know, too, it doesn't matter most of the time what order that you put these in. I'm going to use parentheses to show multiplication. You can show a times sign or whatever you want. Then I'm going to multiply 7.5 times 3. I'm going to ignore the decimal for right now. Now I'm finished. This decimal is 1 place over. 3 has a decimal behind it, so I can ignore it. And then I move this decimal 1 place over. So sorry about that. The area equals 22.5 inches squared. All right, parallelogram. There's my right angle. A equals base times the height. I'll use the 12.4 as my base. And I'll use the 6 as my height. I'm going to use parentheses to show multiplication. That's all I have to do. And if I multiply these two together, I end up with 74.4, and that's yards squared. Easy peasy. Square, rectangle, parallelogram. B times H, B times H, B times H. The only thing you have to do is find the right angle and then multiply. Okay, triangle. The only thing that happens here is we're going to divide by 2. Right on the side, or even on your formula chart would be good, base times height divided by 2. This is another way to look at it. You can either decide you're multiplying by a half or dividing by 2. It means the same thing. So here's my right angle. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Now I'm going to tell you what, all the time that students are forgetting to divide by 2. I don't want you to be that student, so be very careful. If you start with the formula and you substitute the numbers in, you probably are, you are less likely to forget, okay? So please start with the formula. Area equals 12 times 5 divided by 2. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 divided by 2. Area equals 30 centimeters squared. Easy peasy. All right, look at the next one. You can't really see that it doesn't have a right angle, but they created a right angle right here. And you can do that with triangles. They're basically, it's instead of saying that the height, this is the height of the actual, what's the height? It's the same line. They just moved it over for you. Okay, so area, it's a triangle, so it's base times height divided by 2. So area equals 8 times 11 divided by 2. Now you probably know 8 times 11 is 88. So if you divide 88 in half, you get 44 centimeters squared. Boom. All right, let's look at this next one. So the next one, I'm going to go ahead and do, it's a triangle. So I have area equals base times height divided by 2. So we have, here is our right angle. So we have 12 times 8 divided by 2. So 12 times 8, if you remember your times tables, is 96 divided by 2. So the area is, let's see, 48 inches squared. Cool beans. All right. That is it. Let's see. Ask questions if you need any help, but remember, formula first, substitute, solve. With the triangles, don't forget to divide by 2. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.